Hello fellow humans. So today I'm going to open my Moonology cards. Much promised Moonology cards. I've already had a little read of the leaflet that came with them and they look really interesting. So I'm going to actually read my cards now, my own personal ones, and I'll do it on the camera and I'll let you have a look. Let's get this room all cozy first. Okay, so we have these lovely Moonology cards, Oracle cards they're called. They have a beautiful picture of the moon on and this lovely artwork on the front. I got these from a shop in Hebden Bridge when I went with the boys. There was a lot of literature and tarot cards, things like that, lots of witches, spells and things for cleansing your home and things like that, and I saw these and I am really interested in the moon, so they intrigued me and they came home with me. I've had a look at the leaflet inside and it does begin with, I am speaking a little bit funny today, I have a very common, is it me sticking my tongue out? I do have an ulcer on my tongue and it keeps hitting my teeth. So I try and keep my tongue still when I'm talking, which is a bit of an odd toy. These cards have been developed to help you tap into the moon's ancient feminine wisdom. They form a powerful spiritual and divination. Divination? Is that correct? You let me know if it isn't correct. Tool that will guide you, heal you, alert you and protect you. Their interpretations are based on very strict astrological guidelines that you will find you can use them in your own way once you get to know them. First, it does say that you have to bless your cards. I'm using a lot of hand movements, but you can't see me. Should sit back a little bit. Before you start to use the cards, it is super important that you put your energy into them. With the deck face down, in one hand, breathe slowly and gently as you mindfully take the cards one by one from the top of the deck, and then with the other hand, place them face down, each on top of the previous one on the table. Now repeat the process with the cards face up, looking at least briefly at the face of each one as you go. With the pack complete again, clasp in both hands and say something along the lines of, "Beautiful cards, I ask you to lead me in the right direction with good advice for me and for anyone else who seeks guidance from you. Thank you for always showing me gently whatever I need to know as I read you. I trust you and so it is. So be it." And then it does go on to talk a little bit about the wisdom of the moon and the phases of the moon, which I do have an app on my phone which does tell me what phase the current moon is in. And then a little bit on working with the cards and how to lay the cards. Now this one's quite in depth because you do get 10 cards in that one, if you can see. However, you can do something a little bit more simple as this 1, 2, 3, which might be what I might start with today because I'm just beginning, and I can always do a more in-depth one at a later date. Also, you can do, however the current moon is, you can do a full moon spread. So that again is 3 cards, 1, 2, 3. The first card at a full moon, which there is a full moon coming up for me, but once this video's out, we'll be getting towards a new moon, I think, at that point. So the full moon, card 1, what's falling away and what do I need to forgive? Card 2, what's the illuminated full moon showing me? And card 3, what comes next? And then there's one for the waxing moon, one for the waning moon, and one for the new moon. And then it does go in to tell you what each card means and a description. Now, I haven't read any of that, so I'm going to jump in now. I'm going to put the cards out, the ones that I feel for. I'm going to do the blessing first, so I'll show you that. Then I'm going to put the cards out, and then I'll read them out and see what we get. And so be it. I did give them a little shuffle. I wanted to just put my own stamp on them to make them truly my own deck before I have a look and I draw the cards. And I will show you which ones I get, and then we'll have a look at what that means. Let's begin. I went through the pile. I felt where the energy was in the cards, and I sort of felt the energy right at the start of the pile, and I did actually pull the cards from the first, I'd say third of the pile, and then I felt a bit like, oh, I've just disregarded all the other, for me, I didn't feel any energy from those ones, so I went back to the original one that I picked and where I felt that energy. So the first card I picked was Adjustments Are Required. It's a starry night. There is a half moon, so that's either waning or waxing, and there is a tree, and it looks like it is winter time because there are no leaves on that tree, and that is the past. Okay, so it's actually, this one is a third quarter moon. It says, think of yourself as a vessel that has been filled more and more over the past few weeks. Some of what has come out your way may have been wonderful, but there is also a lot of negativity and you need to let go of this. However, whatever situation you're asking about now, be honest about whether there are toxic emotions involved which you need to release into the others. This card also comes up with the promise that all is not lost. However, there are changes or adjustments required before you will get to where you want to be. A change of course is forecast now that recent events have been understood and acted upon. There may be a crisis now which will remind you what you want and what it's time to let go of, so pay attention. Attune to the moon. Now, is there any better saying than that? Attune to the moon. I love that. I am re-evaluating the situation. Additional meanings for this card. Your life may be out of balance and this may be causing your issues. It may be time to hatch a whole new plan. Something new and exciting is around the corner. Trust may be required to move this situation forward. And then it has a subheading of the teaching. At the time of the third quarter moon, we know where we have been, but where are we going? The moon is now a half moon and slipping away from us as she catches less and less light, moving towards her full disappearance at new moon. It's a time of falling away and a time to reevaluate. No matter when you draw this card, the teaching is to release and to trust. I do feel a little bit like I'm going through a period of transition. So we'll see what this next one. So my next card, my present, is time to take action, which sounds quite exciting actually. Let's take some action, and it's a new moon in Aries. You can see, so it's a brand new moon and it has the picture of the ram on there. It's time to take action. The flame is lit. A wonderful new start beckons and you are on the right track. Drawing this card is a superbly positive sign if there is something you want to happen in your life. It's making me a little bit emotional. Making me a little bit teary. Take this card as a big yes from the universe. This is the time to really tune into your dreams. You may still have a long way to go. After all, Aries is the first sign of the zodiac, but you're on your way. Determination, self-assertion and bravery are called for, but the hot fire of Aries is driving you towards success in whatever endeavour you're asking about. The caution, don't go too fast and forget your manners. That could probably be quite good advice for me at the moment. Treat people well as you charge towards your goals. You'll create much better karma for yourself. Attune to the moon. Don't even think about giving up. If you're committed to working with all the lunations, then the new moon in Aries is the right time to start. And drawing this card, no matter when you do it, signifies it's also the ideal time to start your moon work, such as setting intentions. So I am really in that phase right now. I feel like that has spoken to me. It actually made me tear up a little bit, and you could tell in my voice I was like, yes, this is the time. And I do feel like that, and I feel like I've been hibernating for a little bit, trying to work on self-care, trying to work on myself, but now time for action. Let's get this rolling. My future, work through your fears. And there's a scorpion there for Scorpio, and that is also a new moon, so it's a new moon in Scorpio. Scary, shall we say. So let's see what this says. New moon in Scorpio. Well, I suppose working through your fears is quite scary, so maybe I'm correct with that assessment. We'll see. This card suggests a rebirth. Think of your situation as the phoenix that's rising from the ashes, as the birth, death, rebirth paradigm. That's not right, is it? I do apologise. I'm sure you know what I mean. Let's hope you know what I mean. That's what Scorpio energy is all about. Whatever you've been through, there's a new start ahead. It might be a little dark. It almost certainly won't be rainbows and unicorns, but it will be deep and transforming. This card also suggests that if you know you are magical, then this is a time to work your magic. Scorpio is a sign that likes to go deep into the body, mind and spirit. So when this card comes up, there's nothing superficial about what's coming your way. That does sound a little bit scary, doesn't it? That sounds a little bit intense. Attune to the moon. Do you want to say it with me? Attune to the moon. When we are tuning to this moon, it says, have some sexy time. So, take that what you will. And the teaching. Scorpio is a sign of death and rebirth, magic and shamans. Its energy is a little bit dark, occult, even scary. I told ya, didn't I say? A bit scary with the future. Not all of us like to face the shadow, but Scorpio demands it. In fact, it's through working through your dark side that you can get to the light, and the new moon in Scorpio and the appearance of this card at any other time suggests you need to do that now. So that's what the future holds for me. I'm actually doing this with my sister. I'm going to read her cards and a friend later on. So, just over Zoom. They're not going to be actually in the room with me. So I'm going to do theirs later on and see what they get. I think it's been really interesting. I really like this stuff. My husband actually rang up while I was halfway through this video and did say, yeah, it's buncombe. Is that a word? Buncombe. That's what he said. But I really, really like it. So I'll just carry on doing it. And if you ever want to do it yourself, I think the cards will probably be available online. So if you ever fancy a go, right, I'll leave it here for now. I'll see you soon.